listen.
Yo, can you
I
hear
could
me,
only
Wack?
speak to what I heard, and Reek mentioned it before. I don't
Is
have
that
full
Joe
scope of
talking?
things.
Yeah, Joe.
I'm
Only thing
trying
I
to
can
say
say is
something.
every.
Hey, Ack, hold up for a minute.
All right,
Wack, because
I'm listening.
when I walked in, Ack, shit, I told you we was talking about you. The
Yep,
nigga just had you on blast in the speakers. I do believe he studies you, right?
yep.
But Ack, I think you talking about because Wack do go in these other enemy rooms and get his shit off, but then he come back to his home base and he'll be shooting the shit. And the YouTube monetizers take that
There
and
you
put
go.
the caption up and say Wack 100 addresses Hassan, and you're listening to that and you hear Wack with his people, but that don't mean that was the origin of that conversation.
Joe
Hey,
smart
Because I
hey,
as
hey,
That's
listen
a
to
shit.
valid
Wack.
majority
point.
of what
That's
I
the
do,
real on
I
Wax. You
know
always
because I
talking
That's
listen to
exactly
trash.
what
Wack
be
on
happening.
YouTube all day
One
too.
mic on
One
Joe.
mic
I,
on
I
Joe.
I know this because, like I told you, I listen to him all day on YouTube too, and I hear when he's in there with his people shooting the shit. Yeah, they most of the time they agree. Most of the time it's a bunch of LA street niggas. Yeah, but it's a million clips of him just walking in a room looking for the beat, going straight to it. Hey, ping
no,
me
he
there
definitely does that too. No, I'm not
when
saying.
his
Hold on, no.
and they don't let his people up. So I mean, y'all both right in what y'all are saying. Y'all just hearing
Act.
different.
Yo, act. Fuck that. When I come back, bro. When I come back up there, we arm wrestling, bro. That's it.
Get
Hey,
down.
Ack, what was
Yo,
something that
I'm gonna
Wack
be honest
said
with
that
you.
you disagreed
Hey,
with?
I'm waiting for the
Shout out
day that
Judge
I click
Jody.
on YouTube and I refresh my page and I see a epic like art. Well, let's just call it a debate because I mean, I don't know if y'all niggas really hate each other when y'all be arguing, but a epic debate between Wack and Reek about anything. Like, I just want to hear them
They
disagree.
do
I
it
just never heard
every
it.
day, Ack.
Nigga, we done
All right, well,
disagreed
somebody got to
about
start
all
Whoa,
doing.
kind of shit. I
don't
don't
even
fuck
do
It's
with
just
that
that.
that the
part that
good
Yo,
nigga
news
why
got, my
would
doesn't
you?
nigga.
Why
sell.
you
They're
want to
not
make that
monetizing
clear?
good news. That's all.
Academics, I don't fuck with that part that nigga got, bro.
But wait, you didn't watch the YouTube where Ion versus Wack?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
always fight.
No,
academic.
no, 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 no.
He don't fuck with Iron.
Now he ain't gonna say nothing
Yeah, he
about
don't fuck with
Yeah,
Ion,
he's
Iron.
cause
not
I went to
either.
war for his bowling ball head
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, I ain't gonna
You
lie,
know
man.
what I'm
I
saying?
don't want that guy getting me canceled by the
Hey, but
alphabet.
Yo.
academics,
The alphabet
why do you want
beef.
to why do you want to see me and Wack go at
No,
it though?
glad you asked
Uh,
that question.
You got to understand a
he
lot of
want
the
to be
shit he say.
entertained,
I'm from
bro.
out here. I agree with a lot of the shit he say, and the shit that he stand on that he know that's personal amongst him. What the fuck? How can I agree and chime into that when I'm not privy to that? Sometimes he's just speaking. So, but I don't understand why you want to see us go at it because we don't agree on every goddamn thing. You gotta understand, I'm 33, he's 43. We're not gonna see eye to eye on every goddamn thing. So,
45, Negro.
45.
Nigga, you
45.
want to be
So
older.
why do you want to see us go at it? Let me ask you that honestly. Why do you
Cause he
want to
want
see
to
me
be
and him debate?
entertained, nigga. He want to be
I
entertained.
mean, listen. First of all, I'm listening for entertainment. That's a given, right? But still, number two, I'm gonna be honest with you, as I think what Wack I think Wack is one of the most powerful voices that's in hip hop at the moment. I think Wack's opinion on anything is going to be acknowledged and at least considered, which is just a tremendous tribute to him. But one thing I do know, even when I grew my platform, is that like I was happy to do show with Bunny. You know why? You do need iron to sharpen iron, and a lot of times I expect that to come from the people most closely around him. I expect out of anybody for you to be somebody who would challenge him. Again, your disagreements might be few, but I expect you to be a person who keeps him honest, to
Academics, I
intellectually
done
check him
came
at
at
times.
him with shit. I done came at him with shit and topics. He like, nah, we not fucking with that. I ain't fucking with that. Reek, that's on you. On me. And I done been in the room by my goddamn self. Like, that's what I'm saying. Some shit he's not
Yeah,
fucking
I
with.
don't fuck
Hey,
with, bro.
man, nah, man. Nah, I ain't rocking
Hey,
with that. Hey,
listen.
Reek, you do that if you want, Reek, but hey, that ain't cool. I ain't fucking with that. And,
We
and he
just
done
want to
told
hear
me
it
that.
publicized.
Y'all disagreed
Oh,
on the song today.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they
I
don't
ain't
they don't
fucking with it.
always showcase that because Wack is a more popular voice and popular name. And then a lot of times you'll hear him speaking more because people want to hear him speak. But I have moments where it's just me speaking. I had a good conversation with Joe Budden the other day. I had him in here roll. He like, Rick, you crazy motherfucker. So there's those moments that you just not captured. Now
We tell the
maybe
truth
months
in
down
here,
the
Act.
line they'll start YouTubing my shit, but at this point it's all on him. The light is on him, and
We
I'm
tell
good
the
with
truth,
that.
Act. Listen, I told Joe Button, most niggas wouldn't have did this, right? Being who they are. You got my position. You on the stage. You in your room with your people. People like Champion. Yeah, Wack. I told the whole motherfucking room 1,000 deep. Joe Button is the only interview that intimidates me. I know I gotta get in the room. I know I'm going in there with a teacher, and I know I'm gonna be a student. I don't got no ego act. Nigga, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I'm gonna keep it real, right? And I think that's why people fuck with me because if you ask me a question I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know what's happening with that. I'm not gonna just say some shit. I will talk about what I do know. And when
Yo,
a lot
Wack.
of these artists are asking me about music, videos, how to work their digital, this, that. Act. I've called you. Oh,
Yo,
Act. I need a seeding
yo,
company. You know, I call you.
yo,
I'll
Wack.
tell
Yo,
you in a
Wack.
minute.
Yo. Can I tell you the true source of all this?
Yeah,
I just want to hear you lose an argument. That's real. Like, nigga,
that's some
I,
You
crazy
ain't
shit.
shit.
So
I
you
just want to
Hey,
hear
praying
you
for
win
my
that
Akademiks, I
argument.
want to hear
downfall.
you
Yo, Wack,
answer
it
that
should be
Yo,
no
question.
Joe, will
reason
you
why
get
you're
this
winning
nigga
every
phone
argument on
right
it.
No,
here,
Like,
that
bro?
shit. We
To say we
Yo,
have a
Joe,
question,
get your
I
man,
said
Joe.
about that.
You praying for my downfall, Joe.
wait. First of
we about
all,
to
yo,
play
me and Joe, we
Yo, this
debate.
nigga wild right here.
Hey, Ack, I'm
Yo,
glad
You
you
and
me and
I
finally
are
Joe,
told the
waiting for.
truth.
me and Joe debated 4 days a week, and I had a good 65%
crazy. Man.
win percentage versus him. You feel me? Like, I just want to see you lose.
Wait, what? Wait,
Whoa,
what?
shit. Oh, shit.
What?
Oh
He
shit.
said
Oh
The
shit.
people waiting on him to
65%
answer
Wait,
that
y'all
win
question.
putting
against
money
Yo,
Joe.
a
on this?
65%. You know what I mean?
Now we
Act,
questioning what you
act,
say, Act.
Damn.
act. Don't
Mm-hmm.
ruin my strip
Yeah,
club
Wait,
yeah.
night
hey,
number
but what's your
one.
Hold on, let
definition of
Joe
him losing?
talk.
What's your
Hey,
definition of him losing the argument?
Act no better than what he's saying, man. Act,
Ah,
we're not giving this to YouTube for free.
Axe trolling. You know what, Axe? I think you just need to come to Clubhouse and hang out with us more often. That's about it.
shit.
Actual
No, I
Nah,
know what I'm
you
gonna
gotta
do. I know what I'm gonna
apologize to
do.
gang, bro.
No, I know what I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
do.
gotta
The next
apologize,
time,
bro.
You
Nah,
stupid
hey,
nigga.
Act,
yo,
these West Coast niggas be showing love in these little rooms, man.
no,
They
no, they
do.
definitely do. No, no. And by the way, like I
I'm
obviously
from
didn't say anything.
Virginia.
So
I'm
like,
from the East
if
Coast.
anybody took that comment and personalized it, like that wasn't the intention. But I'm gonna say this: when the next time I see Wack just doing the same tactics, I'm gonna hit him up and said, launch Clubhouse up. I
Why
need to
you
come in here and
calling?
debate you.
Hey, bro, I don't call what Joe Button does a tactic.
Oh, Joe's a manipulator too.
Nah, bro.
No,
See,
it's
that's no,
strategic
he's not,
No,
debate.
Joe
bro.
a manipulator.
Bro,
Joe's a
Joe's
manipulator.
very intelligent. He knows
Wait a
his
minute.
lane. See,
Hey,
that's what I'm
Act,
saying. You call
wait.
skill
Manipulation is a strong word.
manipulation.
But wait, let me ask something that I love
Yeah,
to ask. I don't want to do this on YouTube, man. Fuck, Act, man. Why are we doing this? Come on, I'll give it. Hey, the people that y'all say I manipulate, what am I attempting to manipulate them out of?
that's what I'm saying.
Well, you usually manipulate people to agree with you or manipulate them to think
Oh,
a certain way.
Act.
this
My
nigga
entire
crazy.
career, I know you wasn't outside for some of this, but my entire career, I've been black sheep, stand alone. I'm not in no set, clique, no
Definitely.
gang. I'm
He's
me. I
definitely not.
move
No,
around
no,
alone.
no,
I
no,
be with
no,
the
yo, yo,
bitches. You talk, it's
yo,
me.
yo, Joe,
What are you talking about?
Joe. This is why we can't do it on YouTube. But I'm gonna be honest with you,
They got to pay
Joe.
us millions for this act. Let's
Yo,
stop
yo,
talking about this.
I watch you do some amazing things. Yo, the first 2 years of Everyday Struggle, I was sitting there like, I remember how you were able to convince an audience, and that's the most powerful attribute of a public speaker, a media personality, to convince the masses to believe and think what you're putting out is
Act,
not only factual,
act. You
but
are
true.
you are so the man for putting that in your little media way. But what you describing is a master of ceremony.
There you go.
Oh my god.
And Joe, I'm gonna say this, bro. Hey, Joe, this coming from Wack. I've been watching you a long time, right? Listen, I respect your skill set. I don't call it manipulation. It's a skill set. and you've always kept it real to what you seem to be real. So I don't know, Act. You seem to, if a motherfucker got a talent or a skill set on how they present themselves or how they go about doing their interviews, you
Yeah,
call it he's manipulating.
because I call that whack skill set too, right? Like on the spades table, you got a nigga that'll always lead out with his long suit. That's just his. That's how he approach it. That's what he's doing.
Hey, I've seen. First of all, you two are great, and this is why I love y'all in terms of watching and consuming content by y'all, because I've seen y'all manipulate a lot. You know what I
This
mean? This
nigga
Now you
cool.
crazy,
still ain't
bro.
answer my question. Who
Damn.
have I
What?
attempted to? What was I manipulating them out of?
Yo, Joe. All right, no, hold on. No. You
Nate, give
see?
me one example. Just give
Oh,
me
I'm gonna give you the
one.
biggest example. I'm gonna give you the biggest example because it's
Give it
probably
to me.
not the example you're probably I don't know if you're fishing for, but it's I've seen I've we worked at Everyday Struggle, and I seen how you were able to manipulate the audience to basically fight for your plight with business to believe stories or artists or whatever you could shift the narrative, being able to and this is a very powerful thing in media because I know sometimes I hold that power in terms of the narrative, but to twist and shape the narrative based on however you want to do it, man, I seen yo Joe when it was time for you to dip from everyday struggle. That was, I believe, I won't call it manipulation, but you damn well brought them motherfuckers with you,
Act.
and
You know what?
and I remember saying
That's
Yo,
his
I
fan
no,
remember saying
base.
the
no,
complex,
but
right?
no, it's not. But it's not. Act. Oh, why do I have to do this on YouTube?
Ah,
But that was a legit
Act.
He
explanation.
basically saying everything Wack tell us it ain't no
uh,
truth to.
This ain't YouTube.
no
This
way.
Hey, one
Clubhouse.
mic on Joe. One mic
One
on
mic
Joe.
Oh,
on
Joe, do
Joe.
that shit, Joe.
hey, Act. This is the blessing of documenting everything, right? And I've done this for 20 years. The blessing of that is you get to plant little seeds as soon as they happen. So no, you call it shaping a narrative toward the end of that complex contract, but you was there. So very early on, what did Joe say? Yo, we not here on Fridays, audience. We should be here on Fridays.
Joe,
Complex. Stop.
go ahead.
I let you talk. Complex. Cut the check. Right? That was mad early on. Hello? You there?
I'm hearing.
So when they started getting $250,000 ad fees from places and giving me and you $5,000, you didn't think I was going to throw a tantrum?
That's not
You didn't
that,
think I was going to make it known? Wait. You didn't think Joe was going to make it known that I'm boycotting this Friday?
that's not the
That was
manipulation,
you in the
sir.
desk. That was you. Wait, that was you and the desk sitting there.
That was not the
So
manipulation.
the whole time,
Let him
same
land.
with the Spotify deal, same with Complex. I'm just going to tell you my version of events from my perspective. And the audience just typically feels me. And that audience don't be just Joe Budden audience. I've never sold a million records, nigga, but Complex felt the effects when I left. That's not just a Joe Budden audience. That's just niggas that feel real shit.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly the manipulation I'm talking about. The manipulation is this, and I believe a lot of people do it. By the way, I think Jay-Z does it too.
This nigga here
No,
crazy.
no, it's real.
Anybody
I
that
think,
got
I
a
think, I
gift of
think, I
speaking
think
is
it's a
manipulated.
manipulation tactic that
I think you
Joe.
manipulate them kids on Twitch.
Wait, hold on, look, wait, because I'm not
that's
finished.
a big fact.
I'm
Hey,
not finished.
That's what I
hey,
think.
I
But go
believe
ahead.
hey,
Joe.
they can't talk back on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Very
Yo,
famous
I
on
believe Joe
Twitch.
successfully got away with. I think Joe manipulated the people to think that he was like Captain America when Joe was trying to get the shit for himself.
Act,
Joe
that
was
is,
wait.
that is,
Joe,
that is,
wait.
oh, this
Act.
nigga's
See,
crazy,
no,
man.
I see what's going on now. Act. You don't want to give Joe his
No, I
props
know.
that Joe was the draw to
Yo,
that
Wack,
show.
yo,
That's
you
what's
got like
fucking going
the
on, bro.
He hating Joe. He
no.
hating him.
I've always given Joe.
You know what happens a
He was
lot
the
too,
jaw to the
but
show,
this is
bro.
what,
Act. We don't take nothing from you,
yo,
but you was on your
No.
rise.
hey, Wack, hold on, Act. This is what pisses me off about what you just said, right? Because you can't, You can't. There's nothing you can say to that, right? Because that's your perspective of things. But typically, I hold most of the value wherever I go. So when I go kicking and screaming in these offices, it's a little different than you or someone else going and kicking and screaming in these offices. I don't go in there and ever fight for just Joe, nigga. You can call Ian and ask him yourself. You saying that to the person that got both of y'all hired. Like your perspective is wild. You saying that to the nigga that took Lyric with him.
But all right, Joe.
Like I took people
Yeah, all
with
right, Joe.
me.
Joe.
What are you talking
To
about?
speak in clear terms, right?
You
And
got to stop this act. That's not right.
no. Well,
That's not right.
Also, I'm telling my perception. Listen,
Deal with it.
I believe that a lot of people felt they felt a certain they I mean to a certain extent a lot of people felt like you use the trust of the creator mantra that you had to garner support for where you were going business wise, thinking that you were representing the interest of much more people than yourself.
Act.
And then
Go ahead.
I think, well, that's what I would say is manipulation. And then I think at some point they realize they're like, no, I don't think he's doing all this for everybody else. He's doing this for Joe. You get what I mean?
Yeah, that would be the opinion of people that are unfamiliar. I don't need to manipulate anyone for support because I'm a creator. When I say create through it, it ain't no fucking presidential campaign like type phrase. All my career I've created through it. All my career I've created something to get support out of absolutely nothing. That's what I do. They know that that's what I do. What are you talking about? I've
Act burnt
always
out.
done it. I've
Can we
always
Well,
done
go
it.
to the IQ
no,
part?
here's the thing.
Act, I know. Act. Let me ask you a question. What do you call it when you giving somebody great advice? What do you call it? Do you call it great advice, or do you call it manipulation?
Manipulation.
Uh,
You talking about you?
so if I give somebody good advice, I mean, if
Yeah.
I'm giving them said advice that they could go and walk my way, that's manipulation. It doesn't matter if it's even great advice.
Huh?
If I'm only telling you something good that you could agree with me or that you can make a decision in my favor, that's manipulation.
What if you're telling them the truth about a situation? Hey, Act, how should I drive my car? Drunk or sober? Sober. You telling me that's manipulation? Or
I
that's
mean,
the
I mean, at that point, I don't know what you could benefit out of that person, driving drunk or sober. I think you're trying to look up.
like, why do you think if somebody's being truthful and giving them real advice that can help them because you've used this strategy or you use this advice personally, why is that considered to be manipulation?
And the same way I told you on that podcast, you only looking at it from one side. When that complex shit was over, I was home unemployed with a new baby on the way, with mad bills and a mansion
No, no, I
somewhere.
agree. I told
There was
you
another
have
way that could have played out. There's no other nigga in the world that would have made that decision in that moment with that weight. A nigga would have just went right to work and played it
that's
out.
facts.
Niggas do it all the
No, that's
time.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
no, no.
agree
I
with
I
that.
don't maneuver that way. And I know it's tough for other people to understand. Any other nigga in the world takes that Spotify off of that money. Joe don't. I know
Mm,
it's niggas that don't get it.
No, I agree with that.
But if
mm.
you know, you
No,
know.
no, no. I agree with that. And that
But where in that is manipulation of an audience?
Yeah, that's what
Joe.
I'm
Because
saying.
I'm gonna tell you why. I think when people listen to all those rants, they thought you were fighting for like a legion of creators, like just generations of people who want to do what me and you do for a living. Luckily,
Act.
and
Yeah.
I,
Wait,
I
wait, wait,
think
wait, Joe.
I
Let me
think
answer
Oh,
this, bro. Wait, wait,
Jesus.
wait, wait. This is what you missing. By Joe fighting for himself, he's fighting for you too because you're sitting right there with him. He's saying, "Yo, y'all got these $250,000 ads coming in. We shouldn't just be getting $5,000, right?" He's letting you know what he's doing. He's not taking no fucking secret fucking meetings. Now, what you didn't do is you didn't step into that room with him because you were scared of what the outcome might be.
Act,
Talk
act,
that shit.
act. Wack is absolutely right, and he took the point out of my mouth. But I pause. But I'll take it a step further. You know that little play that me and you was working on, right? Hello,
Ack, you there?
Yeah, yeah, my bad. I couldn't get off.
can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you, Joe. He said he couldn't get his mic off mute. The system's kind of tripping.
Oh, listen, that little play that we was working on, right? One day you'll speak to that gentleman again, and he'll tell you that me voluntarily out of my mouth with all of the ownership said, "Yo, go offer him half of it. He created it. He was there. It's not this without him." What do you think I'd be doing behind these doors in these offices? Like, I know you can't see it,
No,
and I
Joe,
know it's
I'm not speaking.
natural to
Joe,
assume
Joe, I'm not
that's what's
speaking.
happening, but you going crazy, yo.
No, no, no,
You
Joe,
think
I'm
I
not
was in there
speaking.
talking to them complex niggas just about me?
No, Joe, I'm not speaking as it relates to me. I'm talking about how an audience would galvanize. I was giving an example. I said the reason why everybody rocked, everybody left, and went to where you were going is because that's they believe that plight. The reason why you know you went through
Oh
whatever you
man,
went through with those two stooges or whatever is because people at a certain point they stopped believing that you were for the creator, right? And that power and that narrative that you were for the creator, whether it be true or not. I wasn't over here attacking the veracity of it. I'm saying
man.
that's a form of being able to manipulate a large group of people. It's not manipulating creators. I
If you're
mean,
paying
you can
if you're
manipulate.
paying if you're paying more attention to the messenger than the message, then you're absolutely right. I've never been that person. So no, it's much broader than what you speak. At least 10 people a day come up to me on the street and say, "Yo, I made a different decision at my job. I quit. I did this, I did that. And because of I listened to you and what you were saying, and it inspired something in me, and I made a move, and boy, did it pay off." That happens to me every single day, Act. I'm not gonna sit here and name names. I can tell you people at the companies that I do these implosions, pseudo implosions at, that have left the company behind me and what I'm saying. So you talking about me and my actions and how I blaze a trail that's never been done. But fuck me, it's about the message. Hip hop is way broader than me, dog. My impact is impacting others. That's the legacy. It's not about me. Niggas can spend their time talking about Joe all day long. Joe up already. I'm good.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel like you're digging deep into it. I'm just talking about the
I'm
overall
not
thing.
digging deep into it. I'm telling you that the message is inspiring and it's effective. It is impactful.
Well,
I'm
I'm and in my opinion, right? The ability to get that many, like for example, and this is a part, as I said, we could argue if that is, which I guess that's what we are doing, if that is manipulation. But for example, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm somebody who literally got it from the mud. Now, if I want to make a move that is the quintessential fabric of an entrepreneur, either doing themselves, like say I'm like, yo, man, fuck whatever, whatever. I'm just gonna do it on my own, this and third. I don't know if I could galvanize an entire like just conglomerate of people to say, no, this we need to rally behind this guy because this guy is his wherever whatever he's doing is going to be a byproduct is going to help us. You did that very
ag,
successfully, and
ag.
the reason
We
why I said
of course I
Hey,
did. We
hey,
point,
don't we
guys, the
don't we don't
chat is
hey,
I
the,
was
the
pointing
chat
out
is
when
all
it worked and when it
real
didn't work.
quick. Let me interject real quick, guys. The chat is off because it's making the system overload because the amount of people. I just got a message, so whoever keeps turning the chat on, just let it be off. That's why the screen was freezing, and that's why it was hard for academics to come off the mic. So the chat is off right now. Joe and academics, y'all continue. But hey, guys, Wednesday, May 4th, Sleepless in LA. We'll be having a music room song battle. So make sure y'all chime in with Sleepless in LA on Wednesday, May 4th. Joe, it's on you, King.
Act, you and I, we don't have the same credit report.
You're right, 100%.
I have a 20-year history here. I have events that you can look at and see that Joe is Joe in all of these different places. That same thing that niggas say is a negative, I think it's beautiful. It's consistency. I don't waver in the moment. Like I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. People know that.
I think
People have seen it.
academics think he's smarter than us though. That's
He'll
what
be
I
it
don't
is.
think
fine.
that. I don't think that. I don't think that. I don't
Well,
think that.
he said so. Basically,
Hey, put it like this:
I agree.
the conversations I have with Joe, which by the way, I think me and his business mind, I don't think it's too far. I think we have definitely different ways of executing. Which I think Joe in his own right would be critical of some of the things I've done, and I think I have a right to be critical of him. These are top level discussions where I think that for Black creators, like these conversations should happen because not all people you know, deal with business or deal with, creating or deal with decisions that could affect other people the same way. So, I don't think that's a conversation that's condescending at all. I don't again, I don't look at Joe and say like Joe's an idiot. First of all, you know what I've said to Joe? I said, Joe, and Joe remember me saying this. I said, Joe, what I love you ranting about everything you're gonna do, but the only thing I I kind of caution myself, and I hope when people listen to it, they caution themselves on is that shit could only work for you. You're Joe fucking Budden, and the regular nigga do that shit. That nigga will be homeless, living in a cardboard box, somewhere in LA. You know what I mean? And you could do a lot of those things where shit. Maybe I could get away with some of that shit now, but in a good part of my career, I definitely couldn't get away with that shit. You know what I mean? So that's conversations where I always salute his bravery. But there's many different ways how to do the same thing or try to get the same result. And
No, you get away. No, you can get away with it now. See, and I don't have a. I don't call it anything when you do it because there's an art to it. I've seen you fucking. I've seen you really try to tear Hot 97 down on multiple occasions.
yeah, but I don't
Talk
have business.
about that. That's crazy.
I've seen that.
I don't have
Like,
business with them though.
Hey,
and you
Act.
don't want.
What I think.
Pardon me. Pardon me. And you don't want it.
That is true.
Thank you. And that's the part that you always dismiss when it comes to me.
That is true too.
Thank you. I'm done.
Hey, Act. What I think is that what you're calling manipulation, you're really taking really good notes on. You've already identified that you are obsessed with the tactics that Wack puts on the stage, as well as Joe Budden. So what that means is that they have a skill that you wish you had and that you might want to get better at because they're very good at it.
Who's
Well,
speaking?
Wack be for the people. He be
Wait,
chilling
wait,
with
wait.
us.
Who's speaking right now?
That's
Lebo.
Lebo.
Um, he's right on the money. Of course, listen, I study the greats. I got in this game by listening to everything that whether it was Star, Charlemagne, shit, Joe, shit. Nowadays, I listen to Wack. I listen to people to get better at debating. I'm the first everyday struggle. I'm put in front of a motherfucker named Joe Budden, a guy who's been on Love and Hip Hop, has been a rapper. And his whole career is built off being great with words. And shit, I took notes the night before. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Eviscerates me. You get me? That's in that 35% I lost. You get me? And I was like, I need to get better at the skill of being able to not only convey my point but debate. And yeah, I study everything. You know what I mean? I listen to shit. I listen to Skip. I listen to Skip and Shannon. Then I go to I used to listen to Max and Stephen A. I used to listen to that. So now to keep myself sharp because you know I know some people might just think, oh, you niggas just talking. No, but there is an art to it. Communication is something that you get to realize you could improve upon. And not only in the verbal way, especially if you're someone who's on camera, you got to you're trying to be a master. And I think Joe's one of the people who's a master at using his words. So of course I
Definitely.
studied. I used to all them rants that Joe went on, man. I don't download shit like in terms of podcasts. I don't stream them. I download them bitches and I fucking listen to how he paced himself. I listen to how he went. I'm I, I'm somebody who's obsessed. That I'm obsessive over what I do. Like this is the only thing that makes me happy in life. I don't got no other shit that really. This is the only thing. So every single day, I'm constantly obsessed with even trying to improve my skills now. So yeah, so like again, I'm not attacking Whack. I love Whack. And by the way, for the people who
Yeah,
like, like me
Hey, but
saying
you
that is that.
saying, but you
Go ahead.
saying he don't, he just manipulating us and he not giving us real information and we just feed into the bullshit he be telling us on the stage,
No, no, no,
basically.
no. I didn't say he's giving y'all bullshit. I said Whack. He's a great debater, and I use the word manipulation in the sense of he could convince motherfuckers to see his side more than someone else could convince them. And I see it every day, every time there's an argument. He uses certain tactics. He uses information that people might not be privy to. I think these are all great tactics. Now, sometimes, and this is where I kind of got a shout. I was like, I feel like, granted, if he says something that y'all can't verify, like there's nothing y'all could do, right? But if he does say sometimes I'm listening to like 20 minutes of audio, and I'm like, this nigga Whack done kind of tripped himself up a few times just off word semantics. You know what I mean? Like he'll change a few words there just to make his point. I'm like, somebody should call him on this. So
Can you
that's
tell
one of
us one
those
of those
things.
points?
Say again.
Can you tell us one of these points since you heard them so many
Well,
times?
I gave it. I don't have the entire lexicon of like Wack 100 arguments, but I used an example earlier of the conversation with Trick Daddy. My takeaway from that conversation was that Wack was phrasing that whole convo to be like Trick was dissing not only him but niggas from Cali. It was gonna galvanize more people to be riding with him on whatever his feud was with Trick Daddy, instead of individually being able to decipher like, yo, okay, so y'all two have an issue. Granted that we fuck with you, but let's try to analyze the issue. Now, if I come there and be like, yo, that nigga dissed all of us, you're automatically about to ride. So that's just one of the things I've seen, and I'm like, again, like I think it's a really dope skill.
yo, act,
He
if a
said,
nigga
"Remember, I'm
dissed
manipulating your
everybody, hey, look,
bloodline."
act. If a nigga dissed everybody, right? What I noticed with Trick, and it's funny you don't want to say it, right? You everything about this situation, you don't want to call out. This nigga was caught lying 2, 3 times with his own words, and we press play, right? But you giving all the credibility to him, right? Trick, like any other coward motherfucker who don't mean it, who's scared to die about it. Yeah, fuck all them niggas. He gonna holler that to a motherfucker where he think it ain't gonna go no further. But when everybody hear it, yo, you said fuck all them niggas? Nah, I didn't say that. Out of pure fear, right? And I'm gonna speak on it because I've been in the same situations where they said, even now, yo, Whack, did you say that? Yeah, I said that, and I stand on it, right? You can't tell me what that man did or didn't say because I know what that woman told me he said months prior to me even exposing him. And those people that know me, I tell you, the nigga Whack, I be sitting on shit and never say nothing until I'm ready to blaze your ass up. I just didn't find that out. I've been knew it.
Well, yeah, again, I want to like get back to that, but yeah, no, again, that was definitely a example, and shit. Who knows? You might be right. That was just one of the things that me, as somebody who's listened to audio that's re-uploaded to YouTube, I noticed like within a 10-minute span, I'm like, oh, the conversation about what was said has changed a bit. That's it. And
I
again,
didn't need the whole app, bro, because what I was using against him, all I was doing was rebirthing the ass whooping he took that all the youth on the app didn't know about. I was re-smutting his name with his smut. That's all I was doing. I had the video footage. I am running around like a little fucking hamster, and I had the aftermath of the picture, right, of him all fucked up. And then I said, Trick Daddy has been to Miami several times, and you talk that shit about what you run, and you ain't did a motherfucking thing about it. And I rested my case right there on facts.
Act, you do realize you're manipulating us, right? You're trying to get Reek to
Hey,
fight
That's a
Wack. You
fact.
trying
You realize that Trick Daddy said he was gonna suck some
He
of your
said he
Yeah,
dick.
liked to
he
be
not saying
entertained.
he
He
not
liked to
saying
be
Wack
entertained. Ain't
telling
nothing
y'all the
wrong with
truth.
that.
He manipulating y'all. Even though Wack telling y'all the truth about the situation he's speaking on, he's still manipulating y'all to believe the truth he telling y'all.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
Hey,
hey,
that's
Act,
just
hey, Act.
crazy.
You don't think that it's like of a lower IQ to
Manipulation
think that you
is
can
always
watch
in your
something of
mind.
10 minutes that took probably 2-3 days, like you're summing it up, and then saying that everybody else is like, you feel me, low IQ. You don't think that's like kind of like weird, bro?
I definitely feel like if I watch several conversations and like I don't know, I feel like I've watched a few hours of conversation of Wack being on this app, and again, it's re-uploads, but and I just never see nobody challenging
Was
that.
it back?
I didn't
Like,
want. I
are you
didn't
Act,
want
talking
to
did
about
you
do
hear
this
him
to
say
conversations
it,
when
anything
they're
Joe.
about the
arguing with
chick
Ack,
on
niggas?
the
I didn't
Like
want to
podcast?
that's
do
like
this
saying
to you.
somebody
I'm gonna end it with this. That's like saying I watched Tom Brady throw the same fucking touchdown pass every time and it works. Fuck it.
Literally.
yeah, what Wack? I told you, I
hey,
said
hey,
no.
academics. The
I
you
said
difference,
you
winning,
hit these
Wack?
the
What
motherfuckers
you
with the
saying,
bars
bro?
and tactics, and you just spit them.
It's not a tactic. It's just my approach. That's my
Yeah, but
approach.
then I look at it and I low key, I'm like, yo, I'm like that bullshit wouldn't work with a nigga like me. Like it wouldn't work with anybody who
Act,
talks
you
Act,
think the best
substantially.
act, act. Me and you interviewed. You didn't want no problems with me because you never came at me.
he was quiet
And
as
you
a
know
church
it.
mouse.
You didn't come at me. We did a one-on-one. Cut that shit out. If you felt that way, then you should have gotten the ring and boxed with God, my brother.
Wait,
You should have
hold on,
tested
hold
the
on, hold on.
waters.
They
Wait,
said he decided
yo,
to
Wack.
get drunk.
You
Wait,
never
hold on.
came at me,
Yeah, hold
bro.
on here. Wack. Here's the difference, right? And I even told you when you said earlier, you said, so do you think when I speak to you, I'm lying? I said, no, but I verify everything you say. And also, I know when you use your tactics, I'm not gonna sit here and argue like 10 hours with you. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of
I'm
stuff you
talking
say.
about me and you
There's a
on
lot
your
of stuff.
show.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of stuff you say that, listen, as long as I let you know that I don't believe it, at some point you gotta agree to disagree. You move on.
What you
You
don't
get me?
believe? What you believe I'm out here in LA on the run? I mean, you called me to this morning with some weird shit,
No.
right?
You called me and I
That's
told
some
you
weird shit.
that's what
You
I
didn't
thought
believe.
said about
Hey,
you. I didn't believe
act.
it.
You didn't believe that was my real address. You know what you said? Crazy motherfucker. I checked. That's really the address.
Whack.
Calling
No,
clubhouse
no.
people
At
stupid
least
is
he's
Act, why
doing
do
his
you keep
just
calling
take
him
the
homework.
Wait,
crazy?
L.
act.
Because
Am
his
I
wife
right or
is his
wrong? Act,
wife.
keep
Oh
it
what?
real. When you said your way, that's really your fucking address. I thought you was just saying a number. You
Yeah.
really giving an address.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But you didn't believe me though, right?
No, not in that sense. I didn't believe you.
Oh, okay.
I told you. I told
But
you
you
that.
believed me when you got here though.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
That
These are the
I
non
was telling
sequiturs
the
I be
truth.
seeing
When
you
you
all the
think
time.
I'm lying, I'm not lying. Even though it seems crazy, that's just what it is with me. See, Joe will hear me give an address, and what Joe is saying in his back of his head, man, I hope that motherfucker don't go over there because Wack waiting on him, and I don't want to see Wack get in trouble. You said, you would know what you heard? That nigga Wack capping, that ain't his address.
That got nothing to do with how I view the
It
world.
does because you
Hey, it
thought I
does
was
though, bro.
lying until
You're
you
hearing
got
two
here.
different things, bro.
hey, act. The
You
difference between you and a lot of people on this app is that you do it behind closed doors and you take notes to get your craft better. You're a student of the game, just like a lot of people on this app. They learning. So don't pass judgment and call people with, say they got small IQs because they're listening. They might be taking notes.
Yeah, but
Exactly, yeah.
if you're allowed
Act, you
to
doing
say
But
that
he
all by
also
yourself,
basing that
talking
on
to
the niggas
yourself.
he been arguing
You
with
just
though.
running in front of a bunch of people like
if you're allowed to
you're on
say
Clubhouse.
motherfucker
But
to hit
But
y'all with the
hey,
same
listen,
tactic, it's like playing a video
but
game. If
what
you're
makes
allowed the same nigga to
academics
hit you with the same move
he
every
getting
but
day,
what makes
uncomfortable.
at a certain point you
academics
should stop.
learning as a student from WAC any different than the rest of us though?
Uh,
Bro, you just sat here and said you taking on and you sitting here and you learning just like
Yeah,
the rest
hold on.
of
I
us is
take
learning,
no,
bro.
but I challenge. Y'all take no, y'all
Okay,
clap.
bro, but bro, you said you only listened to 10 minutes of something, bro. How you gonna sit there and say you listen to 10 minutes of something and then tell us that we
No,
don't
I didn't
challenge
say
this
it's
You
shit,
get
only
bro?
10
challenged on the
minutes. I've
biggest
listened
stage
to
I
hours of
besides the
Bro,
everything.
black
what
and
is
you
you
challenge
saying,
nothing.
bro?
Yeah,
That's
Listen
yo.
to
what you got
what
going
you
on.
saying, academics.
Yo, a lot
Listen to
of
what
what
you
y'all don't
saying,
want
bro.
to,
You're
y'all don't want
slipping
to
up.
come to
Act,
grips
you're
with,
slipping up.
and it's not me. The what?
Bro,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
it's
bro,
not
no,
me.
bro. You just
Wait,
said
wait,
that
It's
you
wait.
go
Let
on
him
YouTube,
answer.
bro.
Let
You
him
Hold
didn't
on.
answer.
know. You
One
no.
said
mic
that you
on
listened
Hey,
to
Wait,
a
Akademiks.
Mama,
wait.
bunch
One
Let
of
mic
him
Mama.
on
rooms.
answer.
Akademiks.
Hey,
One
Bubby,
mic on
let him
academics.
answer.
Yo,
One
I
mic.
got you.
One
Hey,
mic.
listen.
One mic. One mic. Go ahead, academics.
No matter how you want to look at it or weaponize it against me, which I don't want to be accountable for, is that when you go on YouTube and you listen to the replay or whatever it is, the majority of y'all can look in the comments, bro. Like there's actually one of the fucking YouTube niggas. They be calling like the people around Wack some Oscar Mayer Wiener squad or something.
That's
Like, bro,
just
like
the
come on,
whack
like, it's not just
haters.
me.
Oh, he
Everybody
called
can't
that
be saying the
nigga.
Whack
same thing.
Wow.
100. We already know who that is, though, bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
say
we
you
already
know
know
what
who
it
it is.
Come on, bro. So you're already
Wow.
listening to a biased
No, no,
YouTube
no. I
page,
listen to
For
bro.
all of
sure.
them. I listen to all
You
of them.
see,
Man,
come on.
Whoever
hey,
uploaded.
Act, listen, Act, listen. So you in this room right now, right? And you talking to all these people. Do you really still think our IQ is that low?
I can't tell. I really haven't like conversed with y'all in a,
Oh
Answer
in
the
which I
wow.
question.
know the
Answer
Wack.
the question.
In
Answer the
other
I'm
question.
about
words,
to play
he
my
said
bot.
yeah.
Well, academics, you done had a one-on-one conversation with me and a few other individuals, even Phoenix. Like,
Reek,
I'm confused on why. Go ahead.
with you, and this is what I was trying to get to that point before. I think there's a lot of times that you would challenge Wack, but because I don't think, and this one I also said the same thing to Phoenix, even though she was like, "Oh, I got a woman, I'm a woman with morals, I get it," but
Mm.
I don't think it's really in your best interest if you're trying to pursue possibly a career in this, for you to be someone who is combative or challenging a lot of what Wack says. I'm gonna just be honest.
Wrong, brother.
But how does
But
that
is
Wrong.
that
make
the
me
but
out
is
of
that the
Wait,
empathy?
wait,
same
wait,
thing
wait, wait,
about
wait,
you and
wait.
Joe
Hold
So
on.
Budden,
you
though?
think if I
It
Hold
depends
challenge
on. Wait,
on
him,
wait.
your values
Hey,
so
let
if
me
I
tell
Oh
you how
challenge
wrong
man.
him,
you are, bro.
so if I have a
Let me tell you
different
how
point of
wrong we
view,
are.
you
The
think
Joe, that was
easiest
fucked up
way,
to say that. I ain't
the
gonna hold you.
easiest way for Reek to get dismissed for being the fuck around me is to be a yes man or a fucking weak link. I teach the teacher and the student way, not the dictator shot caller way. So the minute I think that this man, right, is doing that shit, then I know that he can't fill that seat that I'm grooming him for. So why even work with him?
And he's
yeah,
doing
And
it
by the way,
based
Totally
on
wrong.
by the way, I'm glad you say that
and
because I think what
academics,
that's gonna.
he didn't have to choose me. He seen me doing a whole bunch of rooms on my own that caught his interest into fucking with me. Literally, he could have just let me kept doing them rooms, kept me in my situation, and whatever came out of it type shit. He actually got me out of my situation while I was doing my shit. I did some touchy ass fucking rooms where now I'm blessed to be in a position where I got opportunities and things that came out of it. You get what I mean? So this isn't just a random pick. Oh, this dude agrees with everything. I done did a lot of fucking rooms myself. It's just not shown because you know what I mean. A lot of the light came once Whack. You know what I mean. Started to fuck with me heavy. But I wasn't just a person on here, just yes man, and I did a whole bunch of this shit on my own. Certain rooms waiting for him to come in, and he started to come into the previous room that I used to be with. So
Hey,
it ain't
hey,
nothing like that, academics.
hey, Rick, respectfully, and just because I'm looking at you like a content creator, and I think you and Wack are going to be a great
I
duo.
appreciate
So
that.
you could take it or you could just discard this advice from me. I feel when you get your legs under you a little bit more and you challenge Wack more, and we get to really see the differences between y'all. I think that is going to be when you both are going to be operating on just maximum cylinders, if you ask me. Because I look at y'all two, I look at everybody in the podcast space. And by the way, like I look at Reek and Wack, I look at that as the 100 show, right? And I think you guys have something that could be really dope. And again, this is just my not even advice, but just my forecast because I watch what y'all are doing, I watch y'all interaction, and I'm like, how would this play across like a podcast, right? Just like how when me and Joe, like, when we first auditioned, Joe had to see something to be like, yo, how would this play across like a show? And I just feel, right, that once you get that, and I'm not saying that you haven't, maybe I haven't heard it this and third, but once you start doing that a little bit more, once you get your legs under you a little bit. And by the way, I understand your even explanation to say, hey, I'm kind of learning a little bit thing too. Makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? When that happens, I think it will be just way more fulfilling, and I think you guys are going to be great. So there's a silver lining in everything I'm saying. It's not that it was just to knock, You know what I mean? Especially you, Reek, because I look at, no disrespect to nobody else on the stage. I look at Wack and Reek like a 1-2 combo. Like it's supposed to be like Scotty and Jordan. You know what I mean? And everything I just said now is what I feel about you two. Okay, a lot of times, and I know your voice specifically. I don't know some other people's voices, but like as when I hear the rest of the people, sometimes it just seems like white noise. I'm gonna be honest with you. And no disrespect to y'all, but with Reek, I could kind of distinguish, and I'm like, yo, hey, I just want him to challenge Wack a little bit more because I want to see what he thinks. Because a lot of times, I could tell you, and again, I could be biased and it could be out of ignorance because again, I'm searching Wack 100's name, so I'm telling you the bias. But I oftentimes don't know you guys, the rest of you guys, disposition on stuff. Even if I listen to an entire conversation, sometimes I've listened to a full 2-hour clip, and the only person whose opinion who actually comes through is Wax. You know what I mean? I know when you guys agree, but I rarely hear when you disagree. That's it.
Hey, yo, Act, let me ask you a question. Let me see how smart you are. When I went to No Jumper about a month or two ago, right? Who you think Adam called to come to No Jumper?
I know he calls you, your bro Reek. I know.
Okay, so listen. If you ask Reek, I told Reek day one, step your game up. Reek, did I not?
For sure, for sure.
Step your game up. Find your lane, right? Don't pay attention to what I do. Figure out what you want to do. Again, the teacher and the student, right? So, I'm glad you telling Reek this because I've been telling him the same shit too. And just so you know, I'm not running this shit where I'm saying, hey, motherfucker, don't challenge me. Hey, motherfucker, don't go against what I'm saying. Listen, I want a motherfucker to go against what I'm saying. You know why I act? It it gives me a reason to continue another conversation. Like I know, as we're talking, we're freestyling this shit, bro. That's where Joe is telling you it's a gift because we ain't got no script. We are freestyling this shit. We can run out of shit to talk about at any given time. So the minute he starts to do that, the minute it makes the motherfucking conversation a lot easier for me because it's something else to talk about.
So I have something important I want to
And and and
contribute to that
and
point.
and, and in regards to what Academics said, real quick, in regards to what Academics said, definitely Wack is a mentor. He's my mentor in regards to entertainment in this new industry that what I mean that I'm exploring. A lot of the times, and honestly, Wack, man, he dominates the conversation. I chime in when I can chime in. I try to get so most of the time when you hear me saying yeah, yeah, agreeing, is because I don't really I don't always have that gap of space where I can shoot my whole opinion for 5-10 minutes. So most of the times that you see, Wack will be talking, and yeah, I'm agreeing with what's going on, but I don't really always have that time to be like, hey, Wack, Wack, let me talk. Let me spit my shit. So I'll spit my little shit, and a lot of times people don't hear that. But Wack, man, he a powerful voice. You know what I mean? So a lot of times he probably don't even. It's probably not even on purpose, but he's just doing what he do. And I just gotta find the moments where it's just like, hey, hold on, let me get my spill out, boom. And you'll see throughout more of the podcast episodes, I'm getting my spill out. I'm making that initiative. I'm interjecting. You know what I mean? And saying my shit and saying my part. Because I do have a personality. I do got other shit to say. It's just most of the time when you do hear me say, yeah, 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 no, you're right, is because he's
You're,
talking. The
you're Reek.
conversation is
You're you're
him engaged.
you're so right. Trust me. Having to sit down with this nigga Wacko numerous times, trust me, it's hard to get a fucking word in. I know. Like if you even noticed that episode, with me, him, Hassan, and 6ix9ine, like I looked around and I said, all of these motherfuckers talk so much they sucking up all the air in the room. I was shouting for the most part, like shit. Even when I was at you guys' show, you know what I mean? Because it's hard to get a word in. But again, like
You're
I don't want
right.
I don't want none of my comments to be taken like especially to you, Reek, just because I'm encouraged. I want to encourage you. I don't want you to feel like I'm shitting on you,
No,
and
I don't take it like that, and I appreciate it. 'Cause like I
yeah,
said, I've
it's
listened to a lot of your stuff.
yeah. I want to encourage you to like get those legs on you that you could put this nigga Wack in his place, man. Wack should have a 1 in 10 record on this bitch, man. He should be winning the arguments 10% of the time, man. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, quick question, Ak. Would you say in terms of manipulation, has Wack ever manipulated you in any debate, and have you ever beaten Wack in any debate?
I definitely think Wack has tried to, manipulate certain conversations. Like, and hold on. And by the way, let me explain the word because I think the manipulate word, especially we live in this social justice world where like manipulate could have like ramifications of like taking advantage. You know what I mean? So like
So
that
are you
might be
squeezing
a
him?
triggering word. That might be a very triggering word. So let me just explain my outlook on what I'm saying when I mean manipulate. And I think some people kind of accurately defined it already. It's pretty much just I would even say it would be swaying your opinion using you know maybe sometimes one-sided facts or something like some of the sometimes what I mean. It's just about getting people to believe you, but not always presenting the full scope of the details that you might know on the table that people could make their own mind up. Which, by the way, that's a very popular tactic in whatever it's debate or anytime you're having an argument with somebody. Um, I I'm just quick to see it when, especially somebody's trying to convince you of something. You get what I mean? And a lot of times in an argument, whether it's a crowd or whether it's the person you're arguing with, they're trying to convince you to, believe what they're saying or not believe, but like to, you know, um, to at least think what they're saying is right. So of course, you know what I mean? And a lot of
But
times,
has Wack ever used that tactic against you?
no, of course. And a lot of times,
Wait,
every
wait,
time I
wait. When?
like anytime I talk to you, like I could go back to the first, even the whole first conversation we had. Again,
When? What did I say to manipulate you?
okay,
I don't like that word